the scenes, and video. Before I just want to give a huge thank you to He Is We for the absolutely wonderful song Give It All. I also want to give a huge thank you to my actors, Sarah Smith and Tyler Mason Romero, and my wonderful production assistant, Kirsten Johnson. And last but not least, a huge thank you to you for watching and supporting our efforts. You guys are so supportive and encouraging, and it really just makes the whole project worthwhile. So, thank you. Alright, let's get started. With these first few shots, I really aimed to set the tempo for the whole video. Slow, quiet, kind of somber. Now, these letters that we see are actually real letters that inspired the whole video, and also played a big part in a previous short film of mine titled Memory. Now we bring in Tyler. This is actually one of my favorite sequences of the whole video. It really all came together in post. You know, the song mentions words, and we see him writing. Then we hear no courage, and see all these geese just pick up in a flurry. It was actually pretty funny. We were standing there yelling at these geese, and they just would not move.
Alright, well, that's okay.
So Sarah went all the way around the set and ran at them like a mad woman, and they finally took off, and I have to say it was worth it. And the following shot we captured is one of my favorite from the whole video.
Now we're saying goodbye. Don't want to miss you tonight.
Now, this scene here was actually the first scene we shot. The call time for this was 6 a.m., and this was also during the International Balloon Fiesta, so we wanted to try and get all the balloons in our shot as well, and in the script, the couple would be watching the balloons instead of the sunrise. For some reason, however, the balloons did not take off until some couple hours after we arrived on location, so it's a good thing we shot the sunrise just in case. It took Tyler and I probably well over an hour to figure out how to set up this telescope, but it was definitely worth it. I had this idea for a shot showing Sarah look into a telescope and seeing the reflection of the moon in her eye. Well, it didn't quite work out, so instead we aimed the telescope at a porch light, and I asked my good friend Andy Zan to film the moon for me, which is the shot of the moon that we used. This shot is another one of my favorites. We tried shooting it various ways. At one point, my brother and I filmed our own eyes in an attempt to get a straightened frame and cleaner image. But in the end, the one we shot on location is the one we used. It just felt more genuine.
Don't be shocked if I cry. You've changed me inside.
I tend to avoid artificial light for time's sake, so we filmed all the washed out close-ups of their hands and the bust shot of them together in Sarah's room in front of her window, and it actually turned out really nice. We got the exact effect we were looking for. Now for these shots of him running in the forest, since I didn't have a dolly or any sort of stabilization rig, I actually had Kirsten and Sarah push me on my bike as I filmed Tyler. We kept falling over. I guess I'm a little heavy, but we were also quickly running out of light at the same time. So I gave the camera to Kirsten and I pushed the bike myself. We shot maybe 300 seconds of slow motion footage, hoping that we would get at least 20 seconds of usable footage. Also, right after we wrapped up shooting for the evening, it began snowing. But we didn't have time to refilm the bike shots either, so all the snow you see while Tyler is running is actually flour that was filmed with a macro lens and blended in post.
Now I can change your mind somehow.
We arrived on set the next morning at around 6 a.m. for pickups and to film the whole ghost sequence, and let me just say, it was cold.
My heart is so empty.
Now, this scene in particular, when he runs through her, made me the most nervous because it is definitely a pivotal moment in the story. I had Tyler run through the scene over and over and over. Also, we were trying desperately to keep the mood as somber as possible for the sake of the performance. So whenever someone would laugh or make a joke, which I gotta admit was my fault most of the time, I would try to be as mean as possible to get back in the mood, but that just ended up in more laughs. But in the end, we got an amazing performance. Well, that about wraps up my commentary. I hope you enjoyed getting a little look at what went on behind the scenes, and I just want to thank you again for watching our videos and for all of your continued support. We absolutely love reading your comments, and if you have any questions, please feel free to comment on this video, or you can send me a message through this channel. Alright, thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope you'll stay tuned for many more.